Okay, welcome to our Posh podcast. I'm Gabrielle. I'm your host, and I'm here today with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
And for the first time ever, my son Gino.
Thank you.
And Bernie.
Her Puerto Rican son. Yes.
He's adopted now.
That's right.
And our DJ Spider. Hello.
It's a big family. It's getting bigger and bigger in here.
It's so exciting. Well, we need to just introduce Gino for a second. And Gino is my son. He's my second born. And middle child.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about yourself just to get our listeners to know who you are.
Okay. I'm 26. I'm single.
Ladies.
That's right. Ladies, if you're listening, single.
Or if you're watching.
Watching.
See you.
Okay. If you see what you like, I'm single. I'm a tennis coach in training for tennis director, Brookhaven Country Club. I work there full time.
So if you want tennis lessons.
So what ages do you teach from when to when?
Age 3 to 97. Yeah. No limit.
97.
I believe it.
You're not allowed.
What about if you're 98?
98, you're too
98
old.
had a bad experience, so I dropped down to 97.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I like 3 to 97 is good. So any age, really. I'll teach any age.
Yeah.
Tennis is kind of like golf. It's that sport you can play
Forever.
till you're 98.
97.
97. And then it breaks down after that.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get my son into something like tennis or golf or, actually anything.
Tennis is, for your son, his
Yeah.
age right now,
Yeah.
best thing you could do.
Okay.
And then you have summer camps, right?
Yeah, how old is he?
He's going to be 8 in August.
So we got tons of stuff for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. No, I've been literally looking for it this whole week. So
Something he can do forever.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
Because tennis is even golf and tennis are the sports that you can take into business. Like
Yeah.
it's not like you can't really. I guess you could for basketball and baseball, but tennis and golf
different.
you can literally play that with any kind of business person. So
Right.
yeah, think
What
about
I
that.
always
Except for
liked-
me.
Except for me.
I don't like balls flying at my head.
That's a lie.
No, but it really, like, you guys, honestly, the balls, like, hit me in the head. Like, I don't know why. They, like, it's
We
the
don't want to hear
weirdest
about
thing.
your dating life.
No,
Dating life, keep it away from it.
It always hits me in the head, though. Wait, we played tennis for Gino's birthday, and I was
Yep.
horrible.
Oh, so funny.
My last birthday, we went and played tennis out of.
And I was how good?
I was how good.
I can't
Not good at
confirm.
all.
I can't confirm.
Just not good for me.
Can you play?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why Gino plays. My whole family is a tennis family where I grew up.
Really?
My mom and my brother are both tennis coaches.
So I played tennis throughout junior high and high school.
You did?
Yeah. My brother was a state champion. I made it state.
What?
Yep. And then I stopped playing my freshman or sophomore year, and this will age me a little bit, but I remember I went to the state championship, and most people don't even remember his name, when it was David Koresh. Remember the crazy Waco guy?
Yes.
When all that stuff was happening.
Oh,
we were
crazy.
in Waco right when that thing was happening. It was this guy who was like a
Yeah, I
cult
watched
leader, and
that series.
Yeah, it was
really
crazy.
Good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I was there at least watching on TV. That was so young.
Well, now my mom is really adopting you.
Yeah.
Because she wished that I played tennis. She tried. I didn't like it. And Gino.
Yep.
did
But
it.
see, you could play forever.
You
You
can.
could go back out. All you need
You
is your
can.
timing.
Yeah.
It'll all come back.
Yep. It
Yeah,
comes back just like bike riding.
I've tried. Yeah. I know. I just didn't go do it. So I'm
Yeah.
going to come schedule time with you. Bring my 98-year-old friend with me. So,
Oh,
That's a challenge.
careful.
so
Well-
what do we got today? I'm excited.
So we're going to have a show about Gino himself another day, but today we're just going to have some fun.
No pressure.
And our first
No
topic today is we're going to talk about nudism.
Oh God.
Yes. Yes. All right.
So,
Gino, your grandmother is a nudist.
Really?
What?
My Oma. My
No
mom's
kidding.
mom.
so my
What do you
parents
mean?
both,
What do you
when I
mean?
was growing up,
Oma?
Oma is a nudist.
Wow. Something new you learn every time.
Well, in Europe, they don't wear clothes. I mean,
some should. Yeah, go ahead.
no, when I was growing up, for real, I never will forget it. This day is forever etched in my memory. We used to go to Italy and at the time it was Yugoslavia, on vacation all the time to the beach. And it was my favorite thing to do. It was so amazing. And then this one time they go, well, we're going again. But it's a nudist colony beach, whatever. And
How old are you?
14.
Okay.
Wow.
I was completely horrified. I cried. I didn't want to go. They wouldn't let me not go. So I was the only person with a swimsuit on the whole entire time. Yet I was horrified what I saw, honestly.
I went to
You did not.
No, my experience with nude anything was I was on a missions trip.
You know,
I was on a missions trip in the Dominican Republic when I was 18. And after we did all our mission stuff, we went to the beach. Nobody knew this, but we went to a nude beach in Dominican Republic. And it was not as exciting as I thought it was going to be. At least I envisioned in my mind. It was...
Because no offense, they're never the ones who like really we want to see.
so
naked.
it's like
Exactly,
this
that's exactly what it
picture
is.
is a perfect explanation.
Thank you for that.
Oh my God, they're
Let me see.
naked. Oh, penis out and everything.
Well, what did you think naked
I don't know.
is?
Well, I didn't know that you could print it like that. I don't know.
So I would imagine that more women probably look like
Did
this.
you think?
And
wait.
guy, I think isn't this probably like a real...
This is
like-
a real thing.
No, I mean, but like this is probably a real picture of what it usually looks like. The guys
Yes.
usually look that bad. The women look okay, but
Well, that's
Those
not,
women are more okay than what I normally see, Gina.
Yeah.
You wanna see
Thank
it?
you.
Okay, Marcella,
Can't
I need to
unsee
know. You said you didn't know I could print that. Did you think it would cover up the penis?
Yeah, I thought
Oops,
maybe
you
it'd be
did.
like blurred.
Printers just automatically do that.
No, I meant like the picture online.
if this was the Mandingo one to be 3 pages.
Yeah, right? This is not Mandingo, by the way.
So I just want to
Gino's
tell
like,
you
"Oh, God."
guys, this is how much there is about nudism. I have a lot of information.
Oh,
for
I
you
thought
guys.
those were different shows.
Oh, no, this is one
She wants
show.
to break it up in 2 parts.
I want you
Wow.
guys to learn all about it because it is a thing.
We are not, however, going to take a 2 Posh field trip.
Just gonna ask that. All right.
We're not going to participate in nudism on the show.
I would say let's do it in Miami or somewhere where we know they're gonna look like we think.
Oh, yeah.
There is a big one in Austin.
No way.
What?
Well,
We could
I
go
went
on
to
a field trip.
I went to the nude
No.
lake in Austin actually like a few months ago, but
Was
no
it anything worth going to?
there, well, nobody was naked. It just said, like, past this point, just know that people are free to be naked. There's a
I guess it was still
Instagram.
cold though, right?
Yeah, I was there in February, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, March. And I went and I was like, oh my God, are people going to be naked? And there was no one.
Real nudists don't care about how cold it is.
Well, that's why I
would
go
you have gotten
skiing.
naked if it was there?
No.
No. So what was
I
the
would
point?
maybe would be topless,
Yeah.
but I don't think I'd be completely
Gino
naked.
looks completely.
Would you?
I would be topless.
That's all
That's it.
I'll take my shoes off. It's fine. But
I couldn't go fully topless. Like if everybody else was like
I could probably go completely nude. It just depends. I mean,
the environment, like if everyone, if you're at a nude beach or a nude lake, and I mean everybody is, you're like, no one probably really cares.
yeah. And I know I'm in better shape than the majority of people out there, so
Yeah,
I'd probably
you
be
have
okay
nothing to
with
worry
it.
about.
Yeah,
As
but-
long as you don't have a micro
Gino?
penis, you're
That's
good.
right. That's right.
No.
I don't see the lore to that.
Well, honestly, skinny dipping is the most amazing feeling ever. Like I love swimming. Like
Aren't you naked anyways? Pretty much for the most part, a girl either like you get this small bottom that's like up your
no,
butt,
it's
or like
so
crunch-
different when you have nothing on in the pool. Oh my gosh, it's like freeing.
Yeah.
I've seen your bathing suits. Those are there's like nothing to them. Where you like anyone who follows
Two Posh
Marcella.
Boutique plug.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll agree that she's not wearing anything, so it's naked anyways.
Well, it is a different feeling
Is it?
though.
Oh.
Yeah. So there maybe.
So I'm just gonna tell you guys a little bit what I learned when I researched about this. There,
I can't wait.
Well, it is very interesting because you guys need to know that
I'm
there is
curious on-
actually an American Association for Nude Recreation. This is an association.
Oh.
Like they have all kinds of stuff. They have their own website where you can learn all of it. There's etiquette to the whole thing.
I'm looking
Look
it up
at
right now.
Mary's gonna look it
What
up.
is the etiquette?
I
Like you
will
can't
read it
touch
for you.
people, I'm sure. Right? Like naked yoga, you can't
Okay,
put your
so
face in someone's
this one
eyes.
guy, he could
Gosh, that's so
not
appalling.
have appalling.
You
There's-
can't put your
Marcella.
face in someone's naked ass. I'm sorry, that's really funny.
Why
That you
don't
thought
you
about
read
that. That's
this
like
out?
that funny.
This whole thing?
Yeah, read it because it gives some information.
Okay, I'm a life member of this truly fun organization. Life and fun, by the way, are capitalized. Having joined in 1970 when it was known as the American Sunbathing Association, the first affiliated club I joined was Avitan near the Twin Cities, Minnesota. I was then associated with Mountain Air Ranch near Denver, then Live Oak Ranch outside Houston, Texas, and finally, I was part of 2 former nudist resorts in Hawaii. One on Oahu, the island where Honolulu is, and the other was near Kihi Maui. Is that right? Mm-hmm. There's also a landed club near Sandy Valley, Nevada. That's not surprising. An unincorporated area close to the California-Nevada border, around 50 miles away from Las Vegas. That's for anyone who is interested in being a nudist. Those are all your locations. Cartoonists and others who have never visited a nudist place are quick to joke about or even deride them. But those who have seriously visited a nudist park, resort, beach, luxury cruise liner, apartment complex, trailer village, or camp, never a colony, find it to be just another place to have wholesome fun for entire families, kids included. They're natural-born nudists at heart.
That's totally weird.
So
totally normal.
Totally normal.
Man.
There's a nudist cruise and a nudist apartment complex.
I just couldn't. I mean, I could be in a nude thing. I could not take my son to.
But children are naturally born.
No, that's
nudist.
fine.
Birth.
Yeah. What I would like.
But I was topless until I was what age?
I think there's a difference though. There's a difference when I could control the environment my son's in. Like he'll walk around naked now. But what I wouldn't want to see, I can't control. I mean, I can for the most part.
You don't want him to see all the other naked people.
Some naked dudes or.
But maybe the way that they present it is like it's nothing bad.
It's nothing. Keep going.
Yes, everyone is indeed naked or nude. Where's it? Oh, there is a difference. I was about to ask what's the difference. There is a difference in those terms, but to associate naturally naked folks with constant wild sex orgies is wrong as 2 left feet. So we're supposed to not think that they're like having orgies altogether.
They don't. That's not what that is.
Right. They just want to be freely naked how they were born.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At any well-operated nudist organization, you'll find mostly average, everyday folks whose only difference from conventional fabric-adorned society is the simple fact that they believe you can have just as much fun or more fun doing things that some people at one time associated only with being clothed. The fact is you don't need clothes to swim, fish, sail, play volleyball or badminton, basketball, softball, tennis, hiking, horseback riding, water
Good
skiing.
thing they put badminton in there because I was wondering about that.
Right. Shuffleboard, bridge, poker, canasta, dominoes, checkers, chess, mahjong. I don't know what that
What's
is.
canasta?
I don't
What is
know.
that?
It's a card game.
No.
Horseshoes or even bowling where permitted. All you need is just a minimum of 2 naked or nude people and a desire to fairly compete. You can still play solitaire
I'm right
by
there with
yourself,
you.
of course. You can also, sans apparel, dine, chat, watch TV, or debate politics and religion if the spirit moves you. Another thing you can do is make new friends. There are probably 30,000 nudists in North America at maybe 300 clubs. Both are my estimates. And I'm sure that these folks would make you feel as welcome as they did myself and my ladies, plural.
Yeah.
So you have the opportunity to visit such a place someday. Take it. I'm betting that once you have really experienced the lifestyle and given it a fair shot, you might wish to return to it often. And one final note, which cannot be explained, more women than men seem to take and enjoy it.
I can see that. Women tend to, I don't know. I think it's easier for women to get naked than guys. But
Why?
Because, I mean, my experience.
Y'all are topless all the time.
That's true. That's true. But we're not bottomless very often. And I don't know. It's from my experience in my life, I mean, women tend to have no problem taking the top off. I mean, they don't have bottoms, but usually tops are easy to take off.
Like, what was that show? Like they would Flash.
Girls Gone Wild.
I was like, I forgot about that.
Did you ever do Girls Gone Wild?
No, never.
Would you have ever done Gone Girl?
Probably when I was crazy. When I was
so
young.
funny.
So there's actually, like, they have parades. Nude. Look at it.
Oh my goodness.
Show it to the
You
camera,
stare at
guys.
it right now. You
Yeah,
look.
look at it.
Well, they're covering their vaginas, but everybody is topless. Or their penises too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There's an example of people bicycling.
That has to be
I
uncomfortable.
was going to say the same
That
thing.
has to be really uncomfortable for sure.
They have paint on them though.
Yeah.
I've been body painted.
I guess you really have to appreciate being naked because I don't want to see any of these people naked at all. Like,
So this association, they send out happy birthday messages to their members every single month.
Naked.
And this is how they do it.
This reminds me of
so
the
crazy.
like sex books that you gave us when I was younger.
I remember those.
Like how to learn about
sex books? How did
yeah,
that?
and they were always cartoon people like this.
Happy birthday to all June members. Dude, that's crazy.
These
So what
poor-
was your rationale
this
behind
poor-
that? I'm
this poor
curious.
guy.
Well, it was just explained, and you could ask questions if you wanted to, or you didn't have to ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean, just so the children know. You need to teach your son too.
How old were they when you started teaching them about sex and their body and stuff like that?
We didn't really. We were so open. I don't know about you, but like we were so open that like I don't. Did we ever like talk about it?
It
Like
was just an
that?
easy
We didn't like
conversation.
have a
It was-
talk.
I never had a talk.
Yeah.
It's not because it's just all the time. Like you don't want to make it weird
Yeah.
and go, okay, now I have to talk. So you just talk
I think when I was
anytime you
younger,
have questions.
yeah, when I was younger, I think my dad just let me watch different, not porn or anything, but it would like that when I was younger, I'd watch like rated R movies. We never had the question, but I mean, it was I guess it was just assumed, and then I learned on my own.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not
I
really the
don't
safest
remember.
thing, but
So there's like this. They have nudist festivals. If you're interested
Wow.
of going to festivals, and then there's
Anyone
like
who's listening.
there's food trucks, and you go stay in line naked.
I do not want to make it. If the person making my food, I do not want you naked at
They're
all.
naked in the food truck.
No.
I just feel like I would get uncomfortable after a while. Like I need
No,
some,
the truth is you get more used to it. It becomes completely normal to these people. Here they have a whole entire naked
Marathon?
bike ride.
Oh
Look
my
at
gosh.
That
You don't want to
cannot
sit
be
on those
comfortable.
bikes.
Bikes are already uncomfortable as it is.
Because if you start getting sweaty in your paint, like that's you got. I mean, right? I know.
I
I'm just
know.
saying.
Do you slide off the bike?
Do you slide off
easier?
the bike,
Or does it go up your butt easier?
Wow, that wasn't thinking that one. But
Isn't it crazy? I mean, I find it so interesting.
does it go up your butt
like-
easier? I'm sorry, that
There's
was.
nothing like blocking it. I don't know. I feel like you'd slide off.
Wow, that sounds. I agree with you. That just looks uncomfortable. That looks really uncomfortable.
But look how many are doing it. It cannot be that terrible. I'm
Yeah.
sure they have figured it out somehow.
Man, these are not.
There's a lot of people that do a
Attractive-looking
lot of
people.
not fun things together.
That is true. And there's not one person, not one picture. I've seen anybody who is like
You know,
really attractive.
If anybody is listening and they are a nudist, I would love for them to write us or message us and tell us like if biking nude is comfortable or why you love it so much.
I'd be curious to hear that one.
Now, since we have summer, looking to be free of stress and clothing this summer, Sky Farm Nudist Club is where you should be.
Where's that?
New Jersey. There you go.
I would, but it's a little far.
It's a little far, for sure. I would check it out if it was here in Dallas.
Now, I don't think like I said, I think swimming, like skinny dipping is a great feeling. However, I don't want to go swimming where everybody else is naked
Yeah.
too.
So there are nude home parties.
And these are not
I
orgies.
was going to say they're called orgies.
They are not orgies,
They
you
get very
guys.
offended.
Why would you want to
Bernie.
go? I mean, but I don't know. Why would you want to go to a party? I don't know. Okay, never mind. Keep on.
Like this reminds me of. Did anybody ever watch Real Sex on HBO?
long,
You know what I mean? Like
long time ago.
years
yeah.
and years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
I feel like these are those
Is
kind
that
of
the cab driver? No.
people. No, that was a different one. But
Oh.
Real Sex was like
That's a
they'd go
different
on.
porn station.
No, they'd go on
Just
the
kidding.
street
I know.
and interview people, and then they would show you these really like weird, like not weird. I mean, I guess I don't want to say weird because everyone has a fetish or they're into whatever. But these,
But some are weird.
Some are different.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, like a group of naked people, or like people knowing how to orgasm without touching. And
Yeah.
they're like, like
Yeah, totally. I totally remember that for
I'm
sure.
serious. Or
not
like
real.
one of
Do you feel
That's
uncomfortable
not a-
yet, Gino?
it is real.
I'm fine.
Let's talk about
That's
this with your
not
mom
real.
and
It is
sister.
totally real. One guy asked, I think one of the questions that stood out to me, it was like burned in my head. He asked a couple, like, a guy, I don't remember the exact question, but the answer was that this guy liked his woman to not shower for like 3 days. He liked her.
Oh no!
He liked going down on her when there was no like. They're very good-looking people.
We've all met somebody good-looking that they should have showered. Sorry, that was. Are you kidding?
No, I swear it like stuck in my head because I was like, why? Why?
That's
like,
exactly the question I have. Why? Why would you want?
He just liked her scent. Her vaginal scent.
All right, so let's get back to nude home parties. I just want you guys to know all about it in case you wanted to try it. So
Thank you.
Gino's on his way.
Nudism is something that starts at home. The reason why people tend to name certain social nudist places as their first nude experience is just because often home nudism is not really seen like nudism at all. When people asked us in the past about when and where we had become nudists, we would have answered around 2010 at camping in Luxembourg. Now we know that this isn't exactly true. Ever since the day we left the metaphorical nest being our parents' home, we did spend a lot of time in the nude. We slept nude, we walked from the bedroom to the bathroom to the kitchen for a midnight snack in the nude. On lazy Sundays, we often didn't wear much clothes either. We were nudists without ever even considering the term. Home nudism is underestimated. And there is parties. Like you go to a party and you have no clothes on. Like, look at this, guys.
And nothing sexual happens.
No, this has nothing to do with sex.
What is the point?
That's the part I'm kind of
To
curious.
be
what's the
free
point?
of clothing.
Yeah, but I'm right there with you. I get it, right? But what is the point of? I mean, I almost feel like at this point, if you're doing like nude parties at your house, you're doing it to try to make a point that we're going to be naked. When I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think they feel like that. I feel like they just feel so free, right?
If there's anyone listening who has nude parties and stuff like that, that's not like a sex thing, I'd be curious.
Yeah.
I'd be totally curious to go check some of that out.
So
I'm just curious. And I'll get naked. I'm just saying. I'm not
now you're going to get so many phone calls.
No, I'll be, yeah, shit, I should have said that.
Come over, Bernie. You said
Everyone else called in. Sorry, it's just us. All right.
hey, and the American Association for Nude Recreation, you guys have hear that again. The American Association for Nude Recreation has officially designated the second Saturday in July as International Skinny Dip Day.
I would do that one.
That's the
I would
day
do
we're
that one.
moving. I'm so disappointed.
Where is it going to
you
be
can-
at? Is it like everywhere?
I would skinny dip and like do that.
Come over, everybody.
Well, maybe not in front of everyone, but
So
But isn't that the thing? You're in front of everybody. I mean,
I think everyone else has to be nude.
they
Yeah.
say for looking to do this, cool off, skinny dip in your own backyard pool, make housekeeping fun, shed those clothes, turn on some music, and get out the mop. Get in touch with nature, garden nude in the privacy of your backyard, exercise in the buff, hit the treadmill or the yoga mat in the nude. Telecommuting in the nude, working from home in the nude is increasing in popularity.
that's the thing about it. I mean, so here's my thought on it. I mean, you can do all this stuff naked and what, but I mean, you sweat. So, I mean, it's almost a weird thing to think of like on the like with the seat. Like when you sweat, is it gonna? I won't say getting your butt easier, but even if you're like doing nude yoga and stuff like that, you still sweat through it. I don't know. It just seems really weird.
I mean, I sleep like that, so that's nice. So I get up. I mean, I guess, but I'm at my house by myself.
That's totally different.
Right.
I think it's totally.
But
different.
they say that that's nudism without like knowing.
We knew you were in nudist this whole time.
Yoga, I would do by myself like that, but not with people. I have said like, okay, so there is not just nudist places, but there is a practice of naked yoga, like in a class. I saw it on the Kardashians actually, and
I've heard of that.
Chloe or Courtney like had the naked yoga teacher come over, and they all had to get naked. I just find that to be like very like whoa, like if you're in downward dog and someone's in front of you, I mean, you're seeing all of it, like leg up in the air. I mean,
so
you're
funny.
spread open. That's very like close.
Very nude.
Very. I mean, we're seeing like.
be beautiful. No, not at all. There's some people who'd be great to see, but
I mean, it's just
there's
like.
some I don't want to
Whoa.
see. There's some I don't want to see.
You're very close. I see like in your asshole.
Yeah. God. Yeah. There's some I don't want to see that too.
I'm just saying. It's
So just
very
in
aggressive.
case that you are changing your mind as we keep going, there are 12 plus 1 nude events you don't want to miss in 2019.
12 what?
12 plus 1.
It's 12 plus 1, 13.
The baker's dozen.
Plus one
Baker's
event.
dozen. Is this the? Are you about to tell us the?
I will tell you.
All right, let's hear him.
So,
And you can say if you're going or not.
Like even this is a that's a flat horrible ass. No, I mean,
Maybe the picture's stretched.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh, it's like Naked and Afraid. Would you ever do that show?
Oh, hell no.
Why would you do that? Because now you're getting stung.
Yeah, you're
by
getting stung.
bugs,
I know.
and it's
That's not sexy at all.
No.
You would initially think it'd be kind of cool because there's a
poison
handful of-
ivy down low. It's
Yeah.
just a bad.
That's a bad thing.
But has
to
anybody
say.
That's why
watched
we
that
have
show?
clothes.
Totally watch that show.
It's crazy. Have you seen it?
never.
Naked and
Oh,
Afraid.
Have you, Gino?
it's awesome.
I watched it once and I was not interested. I think
on
I'm-
doing it, right? Did you watch it though? Like, did you? Get
I watched
into-
the whole episode.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, I was. It's not into it at all. I don't get the point.
Well, and that's the other part. At night, like it gets really everywhere you go, they get freezing cold, and then there's lots of like mosquitoes and flies,
Ew.
and so like it's almost
They're
100%
sleeping in dirt.
They're sleeping in dirt, or not even they're sleeping in dirt. They're trying to make their own little beds. So some people are really good at the outdoors thing where they can make a bed a foot above the ground, but you still have spiders and you have all sorts of stuff. And usually it's mosquitoes and little gnats and stuff that come and they look.
So
they
I wonder
bite them
if
like
all
crazy.
the people who have been on Naked and Afraid really are like, they probably do all these events. So go ahead. Event number 1.
So there is this one we missed. Dang it! The nude festival in the UK that was May 24th to the 27th. We missed it. Can't do that.
So you just do what?
The festival focuses mostly on families and the younger
I
generations.
can't get
See,
past that
I don't
part.
like that. Like
I
how
don't
do you,
either.
it's so weird. There's so many weird people. How do you
Yeah.
stop these weirdos from going and looking at these kids?
That's
I
exactly.
would never
that's the
take my
truth.
kid,
Because
and I would
go to-
never force my opinion on
yeah,
being
not like that.
free of a few layers of cotton and have my kids go to that.
My son is naked all the time at the house, so I'll let him be a nudist in the house. But
Yeah, there's no
I'd end up-
weirdos there.
I'd end up killing somebody. Like,
I honestly, while I researched for this show, that is the one thing that I felt like came across all the time, that it is not weird at all. There are no weirdos. It's not sexual at all. It's just like, and they all say that they're the nicest, friendliest people ever that you want to meet.
I
Everyone says
believe
that.
that. But see, I think because she's my mother, I mean, can we like talk about the video of Avi? Like, naked, I mean,
wait, what?
One of my best friends at home, I went home, and I became Americanized, obviously, after a while.
Yeah.
And I went home, and I always have my video camera out, and one of my best friends invited me to come to her house. And she's just walking around topless the whole time, like bringing coffee out.
Was it
and-
weird when she started to do that, or was that normal for you to see?
for
like
her,
that?
that's
it was,
normal.
No, it was weird.
When you came
Because I
back
was
after you're Americanized, yeah.
It was
Oh.
just different and
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. But
But Oma used to lay out topless.
yes, always.
Like, I remember that.
How old were you?
I mean, that's what I remember.
So,
Honestly.
but you were young though, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's different also. Like when you're young, like kids don't care about nakedness when it's you. I mean, I
Yeah.
just don't. I mean, my son doesn't care if I
Yeah.
run around and I'm naked for a second. Like he's not thinking, "Oh my god," at all.
Yeah.
And my son totally will stay naked. I mean, the entire time.
I
It's
do
funny.
remember being at the house I grew up in, being outside and seeing topless grandma and being like, "Oh," and turning around.
I don't remember.
It
so
sounds
funny.
so weird
That
seeing
is-
topless grandma.
When you say it that way, it just when she said it, she's like, "Oh, I saw her naked." I'm like, "Okay." You're like topless grandma throws a whole different
Going out to
spin
the
on it.
pool, I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Yeah, but then I
Front
think
yard.
people
So
thought
funny.
that you were weird for me being topless. I mean, I only wore bottoms and jewelry. And
Lots of jewelry and bows.
To when?
Like 8.
See, I don't think
I don't
that's weird at
know.
all.
Oh,
Just
you
because,
don't?
Not at all.
Yeah.
Because I think when you're, this is my 2 cents to it. I think when you're a child and you don't know any better, like you're not knowing, like it's weird. I think when you become more aware of it, I think then you'd be aware of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe it's more uncomfortable for you as a child to be like to cover up. But if you don't know any better,
I think that maybe, do you wonder if these people are trying to look at people as like the body as not a sexual thing? Like this is just how God made us. And instead of looking at it
know.
in a sexual way, this is just, I mean, it's how you're born. I mean, back a long
I
time
don't
ago,
know.
they didn't have
Like
clothes.
being from Europe, the European babies, they're so cute. Like girls just wear bottoms and boys wear Speedos. And it's just normal. Chino always wears Speedos.
You still wear a Speedo?
Only at the house.
Only on my dates.
Yeah.
It's just
Leopard.
so normal.
Sparkly.
He used to have a leopard.
Did I really? Oh,
Dude, that's
man. I didn't even know.
Poor Gino.
The worst one
With
possible.
your mom and sister making bathing suits, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah.
A little sparkly yellow banana hammock. It's fine. So, okay, now hearing all this, I mean, my perspective shifting a little bit, just because a little bit. You know, that's because I'm especially seeing these pictures.
So at home, like saunas, Finnish saunas, for instance, no one would dream about wearing a swimsuit. It's the weirdest thing in the world. Here, people go to the sauna in a bathing suit. I don't even get it.
There's a lot of gyms that were, that's separated from guys to girls, but there's lots of guys who walk around naked.
Well, in Europe, they're not separated.
Not
They're not?
separated.
No.
I remember my first sauna experience, and I was like, "Oh my god, oh my goodness!" I was actually a lot older then. I was in high school, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
So in high school, did you get naked when you went there? Or
No.
you wore a bathing suit?
No, I didn't like what I saw because I was like, "Oh my goodness!"
That's how I think right now.
Not
Like,
attractive.
it's not, yeah.
But I think that they don't see it. They don't look at other people as like, oh my God, she's so hot and sexy, like a sexual way. They don't even look, I feel like. They're
That's
not
a
looking
good.
at it like
That's a really
that.
good point, because I would be looking more of like, man, that girl's hot, or oh my God.
I don't think that they're looking at people
Yeah.
like that at all.
Yeah.
Most people that are in this lifestyle.
Interesting.
And I'm going to say something, and I do not know any of the statistics. And I'm talking from a while back when I was at home. But I feel like the American culture is so uptight that sometimes I wonder if there's so many weirdos because of it. Like, I didn't know of any weirdos when I was home. Like, I mean, I know it's a long time ago too, but the whole entire, like, these molestations and these kids and I never heard of any of that. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I really don't know. I should have probably looked into that before I said it, but just from growing up, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And I will sometimes wonder if you're too uptight, it can cause, it's almost like with the drinking. At home, there's really no drinking age. Here, it's 21, right? You have to be
Yeah.
21, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
But we've always said too, because and being a dancer and having a dance business and working with kids and their costumes, whatever, as we've always said this, as a dancer, it's your body, right? So we have to see the lines and the pictures you're making from head to toe, like the body shapes and stuff. Well, I don't look at it as anything, but when people start to say it, now you're making it a thing. Like, oh my God, how could you put these little girls in there, have their belly button out? Now it's sexual. And you're like, well, I didn't even see it as sexual until now you're saying that. And now you're making this little girl feel uncomfortable for having these parts. And I feel like when you start to say things like that, you're putting it out there as a bad thing when there was nothing wrong in the first place. Like, I
That's
can't
interesting.
Good point.
cover
Those
it.
are really good points. That was a good start to it, and that's a great finish for an explanation, because I think you're right. But we're so easily influenced nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
And just like you're saying, we're so easily influenced by things that people say, what society's saying. Like right now, well, I won't even say anything about the presidential or whatever, but everything's so influenced. We could have a normal day, and then we watch something like CNN or Fox or something, and then the world is exploding,
I
and we're
know.
thinking, "Oh my God, the world's exploding," because they're saying it on there.
When people don't think for them, I just don't feel like people make their own choices. They just listen to everything everyone says.
I think that's a good point, Stella, that we don't understand it as much, but that's why they do it. I still would rather have clothes on myself, but that makes already more sense to me. Like, they don't see it that way, and that's fine, but if
But I
I'm
don't
going
know.
biking or something, I would still rather have shorts on than nothing.
Well, I mean, like I said, for me, like when I'm sleeping, I don't think of anything sexual. When if I am in a private pool and I was to go swimming like that, it's like I just think it feels great. I don't think of it as like, oh my God, I look so sexy in the pool right now, like that way.
I think, but I get you, right? I think it's a different home. You're not being judged.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, you're not being judged at all. But I think because of the environment, people, whatnot, it's easier for us to feel like we're being judged because of what other people are saying. So.
Right.
Well, at this festival, this is really funny because they have live music.
Which one is this one?
Still that festival
UK?
in UK. They have live music, lots of nude games, like Nude Slide, anyone?
Oh my god.
What?
Is it
Nude
water slide?
Oh, water
Because
slide, yeah.
I was like, how do you go down
Doesn't hurt.
nude without water?
Campfires, daily yoga sessions, paint fights, and much more. Then there is a nude cruise on Lake Ontario, and we haven't missed that one. You can still go to that one on August 24th.
Hey, if you guys want to do a 2 Posh trip, I will
A
swear to
nude
God, I'll go with y'all.
Today you can find several in the Caribbean, the Mediterranean, or Dalmatian Sea, but who has ever heard about a nude cruise in Canada? Or any nude cruise ever. We had a blast. Half a day of naked fun on a boat, sipping Coronas and eating delicious food, dancing to the sounds of the DJ while cruising the wonderful Lake Ontario. There is a photo that I have to show you guys. And if you just listen to the podcast, you should look it up. It is really, really awesome. It's www.aanr.com.
See, but that's not a cruise. That's like a little
It's
boat.
It's a ship.
And
There
not
is
one
a
of
cruise.
these. Oh no, sorry, not one of these people don't want to see naked. You're right. I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
though.
this is like.
You might get your one that you're like, ooh, she's kind of cute.
Show it to Spider.
Oh, here's Spider. Spider, would you do it?
Sure.
I knew he was gonna say it.
I would go to one.
I
would
feel
totally
like
go to
Spider
one.
would.
But here's the question though.
Bernie would do it.
I will totally do it. I swear I would. But what would happen if? I mean, as a guy, like girls, you can
a good question.
Yeah. What if
I know,
you're a guy
tell
and you
me.
walk around, you get a hard on, right? What happens then? Because the girl, you guys get whatever it is. Us, you can't hide that. I mean, unless you're like
I'm not
tiny, small guy. But
That question I don't
Well,
know.
right.
So we're actually doing this whole thing. We're gonna do 2 parts of this because there's a lot. So we're gonna look this up and we're gonna find that out. That question we're gonna answer in the second part of this.
Another
But
question though, and I'll say
it's
this
a
before the
really
second
good
part.
question.
I mean, but what
I'm writing
happens?
it
I mean,
down.
surely there's got to be somebody that there's got to be some person who breaks the rules and they find someone really attractive and they end up
In a tree.
at a tree
Behind
or
a
something
bush.
behind a bush or something like that. It's got to happen.
I don't know.
See, I'm curious to see what happens
We'll have to
there.
look that up.
Yeah.
On April 28th, which we missed that too, there was a 5K nude run.
See, that is uncomfortable.
That just sounds horribly uncomfortable right there.
For guys, is it uncomfortable when it's like bouncing around?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's different at the standpoint for I'd imagine it's more uncomfortable for women, but it's still when it's probably have underwear or spandex or a jock strap or something
Yeah,
to keep
there's-
it in place.
there's no
that
way.
doesn't sound sexy or.
And can you imagine some of these people running? Like,
Yep.
This one in particular. This one I can't stop
This
looking
one
at
in
there.
particular.
girl or guy?
Some call it the queen of nude 5K runs in the United States. There's a queen of it. Some call it the best nude party ever, and Californians just call it something that starts with dude. In any case, the Bear Burrow is legendary. The epic nude run through the desert of Southern California yearly attracts more than 300 participants and is the main attraction of the day. I'm sorry, it's always me.
Did I not say it?
Oh, me, and I forgot. Sorry.
Shrub.
Sorry. For those who get easily dehydrated, there is the maybe even more epic beer mile run. We're not going to details. You
What-
just have
the
to
what?
try
Which
it.
one is that one?
Beer mile?
Beer mile.
Interesting.
If you're still thirsty afterwards, a game of beer pong might get you in perfect shape for the evening toga party. All
Beer
this
pong?
is nude.
I don't know. Like what Bernie said earlier about like sweating. Like these people have been running a 5K and then go like play.
That's my whole thing. It's
Yeah,
like,
I want to know how a nude toga party works. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah.
What is a toga party? I don't even
it's
know
where
what
you
that
have
is.
like the sheet toga sheet, and it's
Oh.
thing.
I
That's
don't know.
interesting. I don't know. That's
I'm
a good
not quite sure.
research that one right now.
Yeah.
I'll get us an
Yeah.
answer.
Hey, we still have time to go to Portland's World Naked Bike Ride.
No,
That
uncomfortable.
friend.
we're
None
not
of those
doing
sound
that. What?
good.
I have a friend that does that every year.
The
What?
Portland one?
The naked bike ride?
Yeah.
You do?
We
Can
didn't
we call
ask him a
him?
question.
It's
Can we call him?
It's a girl.
Can we call
You're
her?
just now telling us this?
Yeah,
Come
what the
on.
heck? What the heck?
Probably not.
Oh,
We
man.
can't call her?
I doubt
She
it.
won't tell. Oh, is it someone you don't talk to anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about
He's
that.
like, that's why I didn't tell you.
All right.
Damn it.
You need to get back together with her for this show.
I want to know some
right.
details.
So, help, my baby is a nudist. The basic guide for living with a nudie. One day your father, your
Nudie.
wife, your daughter, your BFF, or your Uncle Fred drops the word. They are nudists. If you have no idea what it is or how to handle this new information, and you have tons of questions, this document will help you on your way. Or maybe you are Uncle Fred, walking up and down the aisle for the 100th time, rehearsing the words you're going to say. Family, I'm a nudist.
See, I don't think that would be
like coming out.
Yeah, I was saying I don't think it'd be as big as like a coming out conversation here because
Right?
like hey, I like to be naked. Like I mean,
Okay.
all right, exactly. I think like, okay, well, good luck. Keep it up there.
Anyway,
What is a nudist? Other than nudist, also the term naturist is often used, and in this blog, we like to use nudie. Basically, it all comes down to the same thing. A naturist, nudist, nudie is someone who enjoys being naked with or without the company of others. Company, you say? Yes, many nudies enjoy the social factor. They go to the club, the resort, or the beach to spend some time naked among other naked people.
There's a nude club?
Oh, yes.
I think there's probably a lot of those.
Like that's got to be like an adult club.
It's quite comparable with any other type of golf, a golf club, for example. People get to know each other, do some sports, have some chats, and drink some wine, except that everyone is naked. Are they having orgies? Here you go. We're finally answering this
That's what I
question.
want to know.
No, they're certainly not. Among nudies, sex is not tolerated outside of any private accommodation. Because society has created such a strong link between nudity and sex, it's sometimes hard to imagine for a non-nudist, but it's the truth. The same rules count as in the golf club. No partners are swapped. Nobody has sex in front of you or will ask you to participate. One may fall in love, but just like at the golf club, you'll have to get a room. So there it is. And there is people. Look at this. They're bowling naked.
I don't know if I believe all that.
But you know what's crazy is like, you know, the you always hear like the most uptight people are like the freakiest. Like they not even the freakiest in that way, but like they're the most like they're the ones that are swinging or cheating or like they're, you know, the Bible beaters are the ones who are like the biggest sinners. So you wonder if maybe these people being so free, they're like hippies. Like they're literally like, no, we're serious. Like we don't look at you like that, but it's the ones who like pretend like it's horrible.
See, that's
Why are you looking at me?
I wasn't.
you freak.
We wanted to know your opinion. I think.
to say.
That's another good point. I still would rather wear clothes though.
Yeah, I mean, I would too.
It depends. I'm so comfortable like in my skin. Like I really could be naked and not
Care.
Yeah, I wouldn't care at all. I wouldn't care 'cause, I mean
We should send you on one of these.
I would
Homework.
go. I would totally go to one of these. I really would. I'd be curious just to see. I'm comfortable in my
And
own
then you have
skin.
to come back with like a report.
That's right. If I come back naked,
like a
you guys know
journalist.
that I accepted it. Like this is good. This is the new me.
Let's do it. We send you, Bernie.
Send it. I'll go.
It's
I
like
swear.
journalism for the podcast.
That's right.
Yes.
I will go.
I love it. So what we're going to do, we're going to end this first part one of this Nudist
Gino's like, thank
podcast.
God.
Gino was like, I have to do a part two. And we're going to
sorry.
call Miss Polly to ask her a question.
Are we going to ask her if she's a nudist?
She
bet she would
knows
totally
she's a
do it.
freaking freaky nudist for sure.
She would
Lord.
totally do it.
I bet she's not.
She better be.
Oh, she would. Yeah. You think she'd do it? I guarantee
Are we
she's
having
done it.
A
She-
bet? Yeah.
I don't think she is one.
I don't either.
I don't think she would be.
We're gonna ask her.
Okay.
right.
We're gonna ask her for
Bernie
sure.
thinks
I'm
yes.
totally gonna ask her.
So now
Curious.
this is her question.
Look,
Miss Polly! Woo!
Hello.
Guess what?
Hello.
Gino is on the show with Bernie and Marcella today and Spider.
Hi, Polly.
Hello. Oh my God.
That's what I said
It's
too.
his first time here.
Haha.
She's like, good luck.
We're hoping it's not his last time
So-
for himself.
Yeah, right.
So Bernie wants to ask you
Totally.
a question
Well, don't we have
today.
to play her song?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
sorry.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cue
This
music.
is Penis and Pussy Talk with Miss Polly.
Look at Gino's face.
What did she say?
hold on.
Okay.
This is Penis and Pussy Talk with Miss Polly.
Yes.
You get it
You
that
heard-
time?
Got it that time.
You
All right.
heard it, buddy. So, Miss Polly, here's the question we have for you. So today we're talking about nudist camps and nudism and all that. So the 2-part question. Have you ever been a nudist? And if not, would you ever?
Okay,
Speechless?
one more time. Repeat that question
Yes.
for me. I can barely hear you guys.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
So
Hello?
low.
Oh, it's low?
Hello.
Sparta. Is there anything to do?
That's as loud as. If I go any louder, it's going to sound
I
like
can-
we're underwater.
Uh-oh.
All right, can you hear me?
Okay, well, I can hear. Okay, I'm listening. I'm concentrating. Okay, one more time.
The question is a 2-part question. Have you ever been a nudist, or if not, would you ever do nudism? Would you ever go into that?
So we're talking about nudists.
Oh, she can hear
And
me.
have I
you ask her.
ever been to a nudist place,
Yeah, he
or
says
would I?
yes, both. Have you ever been a nudist? Would you be a nudist? Would you go?
And are you a nudist? Wow.
Well, who doesn't like letting it all
That's
hang out?
right.
You know? I've never been anywhere where there's been a lot of nudity, except for like some beaches in California when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
and my parents kind of steered us away from that because you know they're uptight and all. But I don't think I'd have an issue with it.
I knew
You know,
it.
when I was
Well,
I
we
didn't
kind
think
of
you'd
we
either.
kind of
don't
voted,
find it-
Miss Polly. We voted, and
Not if it's an issue. Would you convert to nudism today?
I didn't know that.
Gino
I
and
knew
I
it.
were wrong.
Already
Spider
wrong. First day.
Miss Polly, Bernie and I totally knew that you'd do it. Bernie would do it.
I would do it.
and Spider said, "You better be."
I would totally. If there was like a nude camp or nude something, I will go to it. I would.
See?
I'm fairly certain there's one not too far from here.
There is. We're gonna find
Get
out.
some information.
I'm fairly certain that if there was a nudist like camp or community, that I would have probably no issue with that at all.
I would. I'll tell you full disclosure though. For me to go to something like that, if it was like a community, there'd have to be somebody, at least a couple of really attractive people there for me to enjoy it. I think
You have to take them with you then.
probably.
Yeah.
But what if not? What if there's someone who's so free in their own skin?
I mean,
that-
there's
nah,
lots
we'll see.
of hot hippies.
All right, so that's going to be a theme for the dating.
All right. We're gonna have
They're gonna
we're
go
gonna invite and do this.
That's right. That's right.
Well, think about how much money you would save on clothing.
Exactly.
But a nudist though, they're not always naked. Like you got to be. What about winter?
You'll find all out about that in part 2 of this whole
Can't
thing.
wait. All right, I'm excited.
Okay.
Miss Polly, I have one other question though. Who would see a sex therapist? Like, what kind of a person would need to see a sex therapist?
Well, anybody that has maybe an issue with defining their sexuality, because a sex therapist is first and foremost typically a licensed psychologist, therapist, counselor. So they've had just additional training and courses that help them delve into sexual dysfunction and human sexuality. So that being said, someone that might have issues with erectile dysfunction, premature or delayed ejaculation, lack of sexual interest, arousal, painful sex. So it deals with all of those, or people that might be have atypical sexual interests, gender dysphoria, being transgendered, have a high sex drive or hypersexuality. All of those people right there would go to see a sex therapist.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, wow.
What's hypersexuality? Like somebody just likes to have a lot of sex? Is that like?
That's something I dealt with being bipolar. That was one of the side effects of it. And
Really?
it gets crazy. So
Wait.
that's all you think about sometimes.
Stop it. Like,
Yeah.
You opened up a can of worms right there, buddy. So
no, like, so would it even matter, like, the the person? Like you just
no, it
have
didn't have
to
to be a person at all.
Oh, like you just have that
It was
urge.
just something, and it was constant, and it was very strong.
Really?
Yeah, and it still happens from time to time.
So is it
Wow.
so it's not necessarily for a person? Is it more for like an orgasm, or is it really?
Yeah, just the end result. That's all you're looking for. Really.
Wow, that's so interesting.
That's such another show.
That
yeah,
is.
it's another show.
Yes.
We have to do
We
that.
Yes,
so
it
gotta do
totally
that
can
show.
be another show.
Hell yeah.
Mhm.
All right, I'm writing it down.
It's so crazy because I feel like I've heard everything and I know everything, and I feel like doing this show like 140 episodes in, like I know everything, but then something will happen. I'm like, no way! Like that's so
Learning.
interesting.
Yeah, I think I've done 5 or 6 shows, and I feel like that. I'm like, shit, I know that. Hey,
Yeah.
I love
Learn a
nudism.
lot,
I'm
right?
a nudist now.
Bernie
I
leaves
find
and
out
tells
new
his friends.
things every day.
So let's go to our question of the day.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
So, would you care if your partner never posted you on Instagram?
Good question.
I would prefer that.
You would prefer if they never did?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I don't want to post myself on Instagram, and I generally don't want anyone else to either.
Oh,
It's
okay.
very interesting,
Mhm.
actually.
Would you?
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't want them. You'd want them to, right?
Yeah, I've experienced it. I've experienced everything.
You like experienced everything I've ever heard of.
I won't do it, especially being a woman. I'm like, I'm not going to do it if you're not. So, I have experienced it in a few different relationships where they don't. And I think it's kind of like, if you're okay with it, Spider's thing is totally different.
Sure.
And I have seen some people on Instagram, like people who have millions of followers, and then they have a partner who like is very private, and they've said, I don't say my partner's name on here because they don't want. I actually recently saw a video where they were like, why don't you ever mention your boyfriend or girlfriend? And they're like, well, they don't want me to. So I think that that's totally different. But I think that if you are someone who shares everything that's important in your life, I think if you do it for business, that's different. I feel like there has to be kind of the line. But if you're posting everyone that's important and for some reason it's just not me, I have a huge problem with it.
That's how I am. I mean, I had someone do that where I was dating, and it makes you question the seriousness of the relationship. It made me question that, and so.
Well, and what are you hiding?
Yeah, exactly. Or are you wanting to look single
Mm-hmm.
with all these people? So and it was interesting because this person would like everything in the world for everybody, and there was always
Not yours.
it was really interesting.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
experienced the same thing.
You did.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because you're I don't know.
You wonder.
Because I think pretty highly of myself, not in a vain way, but I think I'm pretty
Confident.
Yeah, I feel pretty confident. I feel like I bring a good amount to the table in dating. So, but yeah, it was one of those things that it made no rhyme or reason to it, and so
I think it's hurtful because a lot of the society we live in now is everyone's posting all of their stuff. So if for some reason you're seriously dating someone, I'm not saying like you've been together like dating. I mean like in a relationship with someone and they don't acknowledge you, I find that to be hurtful. Or if they don't like and comment your stuff, because they should be your number one supporter.
Yeah.
What about you, Miss Polly?
I think about.
Oh, we lost it for a second.
I know, right? No, I'm just listening. I think about how I would feel if we were in a relationship with someone and it's a serious relationship. Now, dating, I'm not going to post everything about somebody, and I don't expect them to either. But if we're in a relationship and it's like a monogamous relationship or whatever, and we're acknowledging that, then I would be very hurt if they were constantly posting stuff without me in it or tagging me, or if we're doing something together and they're just posting selfies. I'm like, excuse me.
One glass, like they're by themselves.
I'm like,
at y'all's day.
No. Because it makes me think that you're ashamed of me.
Yeah.
Or that I don't matter.
Yeah.
And all lives matter, damn it.
Amen to that.
How about you, Gino?
I'm not a big poster. The last, especially a few years, I haven't been a big poster. So if the person that I'm with isn't a big poster either, I wouldn't care. But if someone's constantly posting and then they don't ever post me, I would be like, same thing that all of you said.
Yeah.
Well, mine is Patrick doesn't do social media at all, so
Yeah,
I couldn't. I
was
don't
trying to
care.
find him to follow him.
I'm not. Well, he's kind of a secret. Like he has.
Yeah,
his,
he pretends
he has
like
his
he does
business
it.
account, and he kind of looks at everything, but he doesn't do social media otherwise. And so I never get my feelings hurt. He doesn't post anything.
Yeah.
Now, would he and wouldn't post me? I would be so pissed off. Oh my god.
If I'm gonna date someone, you better fucking post something.
Yeah.
Like, I better do
right.
And
something
you don't
with
have
me.
to be like the annoying person.
No,
Like,
I want it annoying. I'm just kidding.
like you don't have to post it every single day or every post, but like if you are like with me and you do a story and you just happen to like let's not get her in there, or you do post and not every like 4 or 5 you don't acknowledge something we did together, I think that is weird or at all.
Yeah, I agree.
On that note, we thank everyone for listening to the show and come back to part 2 of Nudism.
Thank
you
you.
still need to learn more, and we already have 1 converted. So let's see.
Yeah, we have 2 Miss Polly.
Oh, yeah,
right.
2.
That's
Oh,
right.
Spider.
So there's 3 of us. So
We
Miss
have
Polly
3.
and I and Spider.
3 left.
We're going to the local nudist camp.
Thank you for listening,
We're gonna
everyone.
form our own group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right.